Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Revernos. In today's video, I will be showing you how you can use Pandas to filter a data frame using either one condition or multiple conditions, and we'll do this using 5 different methods. So let's dive right in. The first thing we'll do is we'll import Pandas, and we'll use the alias PD to do that. And then we will import our data. We'll do data equals pd.readCSV, which is the Pandas function you use to import a CSV file. We'll import our mock income data.csv, and we'll make sure we get all the spacing right on that. And now we'll dive into our first filtering method. But before we do that, let's just look at our data and see what columns and rows we have. So we have 4 fields. We have experience, which is measured in terms of years of experience. We have our degree field, which indicates the highest level of educational attainment achieved by each individual. We have the age of that individual and their current income. So let's dive into different ways in which we can filter this data set. The first one will just be a simple filter in which we just use built-in Pandas functions to filter on one condition. So let's say we would like to look at everyone in our data who does not have a college degree. And let's say we'll call this no degree. We'll create a new data frame called no degree. In order to do that, we'll filter our data, and then in the brackets we'll have data, and the column we plan to reference, which will be degree. And then we'll just simply input the condition. We'll use the double equal signs, which means every time this data field matches this certain condition, that's what we'll filter for. And we'll just set that equal to no degree and make sure we capitalize everything properly. And then we run that, we don't have any issues. And let's just look at the first 5 rows to make sure everything worked as intended. And we can see it does. We can see that everyone in this data set does not have a degree. And this is the first way in which we can filter a Pandas data frame. We can simply just pass in brackets the column we want, the criteria we want, so that can be matches or less than or equal to. And then we can just pass in the value. In this case, it's a string, so we have no degree in quotes. Now let's move on into a case in which we have multiple conditions we would like to apply to our filter. To do that, let's say we would like to filter for people that have no degree and are also making under 60,000. So we'll just name this new data frame no degree under 60K. And we'll use a very similar filtering method, except this time we need to have parentheses for each condition we would like to pass in. Otherwise in Python 3 this won't work. So we'll have data, which is our base data frame, and then we'll have brackets, and in the quotes we'll have our first condition. And our first condition will be data degree, and we'll use the double equal sign. Make sure you're outside of that first bracket when you do that, and we'll set that equal to no degree. And now we also need to pass in our second condition, so we'll have an ampersand or the and symbol, and then another set of parentheses. And inside these parentheses, we'll have our second condition. So we'll have data, in square brackets, we'll have the name of our column, also in quotations. So we'll have data, income, we'll just set the equal to less than 60,000. And then make sure you have the closing parentheses for your second condition, and the closing brackets, which will encompass all the conditions on which you would like to filter. So let's add a blank cell underneath that, and let's run that cell. And then let's just look at the first 5 rows of that again. And we can see that everyone in this data frame has no degree and the income is less than 60,000. So this is the second way in which you can filter a Pandas data frame. You can do this using multiple conditions, but within the brackets on your original data frame, you'll have a set of parentheses for each condition, and in those you'll have the column and the criteria on which you would like to filter. And the third method we'll be showing in this video will essentially be doing the same thing as the second method, but instead we'll be using the Loc or LOC method, which will just filter based on certain criteria that are met or that are not met. And so let's say we want to make another data frame of people that have no degree that are making under 30,000 per year. And we'll set that equal to, once again, we'll have data in square brackets. But before we get there, we'll use the LOC function, and then we'll have our square brackets. And in that, we'll also have parentheses. One set of parentheses to encompass each criteria we would like to filter on. And within that, we'll have the name of our data frame, the name of the column, and in the criteria on which we would like to filter. So anything that matches, no degree. And then we'll also have a second criteria. So we'll use another ampersand or and symbol and another set of parentheses. And instead of doing under 30,000, let's actually do just under 30. And this time we'll use the age column. Make sure you have square brackets here. We'll just do age less than 30 and run that. And you'll see we have a key error. So let's see what was wrong here. And you can see that we forgot a closing bracket on the name of our column in our first condition. So we'll go ahead and fix that and then run this again. And then we can just delete the bracket right there and run that, and now we don't have any issues. So we can just copy that, and let's look at our first 5 rows. And once again, you can see everyone in this data frame has no degree and their age is under 30. So that's how you can filter on multiple conditions using the Loc method. Now in this example, instead of using the native Pandas library functions, we'll be using the Numpy library instead. So I'll go ahead and import Numpy as NP, which is the standard alias you'll always be using with Numpy. And we'll just create a new data frame. We'll call that Numpy Filter and set that equal to NP, which means Numpy dot, we'll use the where function. And then we'll pass in our first condition. And we'll do that inside parentheses. So our first condition will be data for income, which is our column we'll be filtering based on. We'll set that equal to greater than or equal to 75,000. And that will be our first condition. And then we'll go outside of that parenthesis, use an ampersand, and do data, age is less than 55. So here we'll be filtering for people whose income is greater than 75,000 and their age is less than 55. So we can run that. Let's just copy and paste our Numpy filter. And you'll see this actually only returns the indices or the indexes of the rows in our data frame that meet this condition. So if you would like to get the indices for rows that meet the condition of which income is greater than or equal to 75,000 and age is less than 55, then you would want to use this Numpy where filter. In this video, I would like to show you one more native Pandas function you can use to filter a data frame. And for this one, we won't be creating a new variable. We'll just do data, and then we'll once again in the square brackets pass in data.eval, which is the new function we'll be using. And in that, we'll have parentheses, and now we'll pass in our condition in quotes. So let's just do income less than or equal to 50,000, and we'll just directly pass in an ampersand and age less than 40. And then when we run that, we'll be able to see all the rows in our data frame of which the income is less than or equal to 50,000 and the age is less than 40. Now in this video, I'll also show you one more bonus method, and we'll be using the query method, which is similar to the eval method. So for this, we'll just do data.query, and we'll once again pass in our conditions inside of a string. So we'll do income less than or equal to 70,000 in this example, and also just pass in an ampersand directly, and age is less than 40. And this will give us everyone in our data frame whose income is less than or equal to 70,000 and the age is less than 40. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss an upload, and also comment saying you subscribe, and I'll try to like or heart all the comments. We have a machine learning series on our page where you can check out other videos in our machine learning series. And we also have a lot of videos coming in the future about programming in Python, machine learning, artificial intelligence, cloud computing and Amazon Web Services, and physical computing using Raspberry Pis. So we have a lot of great tech content coming in the future. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.